Hello everyone, today we're learning Bobikam Daf Ayin Tes. We're going to start on Ayin Ches on base, the bottom line. Toner Rabbanon learned Gonav, someone who stole V'nosan Lacher and gave it to someone else, not as a present, V'tovach, and the other guy slaughtered it. Gonav, he stole V'nosan Lacher and he gave it to someone else, Mocha, the other person sold it for him. Gonav V'hikdi, someone who stole and he made the Kodesh. Gonav ve'ikif, someone who stole and then he sold the arm, but he didn't get his money for it straight away. He gave it the money that he could pay me later. Gonav ve'ichlif, he stole and he swapped that stolen item for another something. The swap. Gonav ve'nosan b'maton, he stole and he gave it as a present. Gonav u'pora choivoi, he stole and he paid with the animal that he stole, he paid his loan. Gonav upar be'keifoi, someone who stole and then he owed someone money for items he took early on that he got back kofar like we saw before, and he paid back that type of loan. Gonav v'sholach b'sevloino is someone who stole and he sent the animal as a present to Beis Chomiv. The minig was to send to your father-in-law when you get engaged food to make a meal. All these cases you have to pay Daled Vehei. What's the chiddush of this price? Ashmin in Reisha, the Reisha it's coming to tell you Gonav v'nosan lacher v'tovach, even though that you didn't do the tvicha, you still chayav Daled Vehei, diyesh shliach ledvar aver, that there is shliach ledvar aver. Even though we always know ain't shliach ledvar avera ocha, over here yes shliach ledvar avera. Over here there's a special chiddush shliach ledvar avera my timer. What's the reason? It says v'tovcha yomachroi, and we say ma michira de lo efshar de lo ayal de'acher, like when you sell it you need someone else in the transaction. Af tvicha lide'acher merchayev, also tvicha with someone else with a shliach you'll be chayev. So that's the chiddush in the Reisha. Vashmin and Seifa Gonav ve'hikdish, to tell you the chiddush, mali mocher le'edut, mali mocher l'shamayim, like when if I steal and I sell it to someone, I'm chayev. If I makdish it, I'm also chayev. It's also considered like a mechira. And obviously, the obvious question is, and I involve Amudalef, we said not as follows. We said not like that. We said that gonav, and you makdish, and achakach tovach u'mocha, you potter from Dalet Vehei, and we asked over there, on the hekdesh you should be chayav because it's mali mocher le'edut, mali mocher l'shamayim, that should be like a sale. And we said the teretz over there at the end of the sugya that when Reuven sells to Shimon, so first it's called Shimon Shur, and now it's called Reuven's, and now it's Shimon Shur, but when you makdish it, it's still called Reuven Shur. So Tosa over there asks the kasha, and Tosa says a teretz over there tzuma you makdish it as a korban. And therefore, even though the Yemagdisha people say, oh, this is Reuven's korban, even though that belongs to Beis Hamikdash. And over here, where Hekdesh is called the Mechira Suma, we gave it to Bedek Habayis. Bedek Habayis is for Beis Hamikdash's expenses. It says it straight away becomes Beis Hamikdash and it's nothing to do with you anymore. It's not your korban. Then Beis Hamikdash will sell it and use it to buy oil or whatever they need. So in such a case, then it's a proper mechira. Mashenken, when you make it as a korban, then it's not proper mechira. Ein Tosis stuff I involve. Says a Mishnah, Gona b'Rishus HaBailim, someone who stole in Rishus HaBailim, in his property, v'tovach mocher chut Rishusam, and then he took it out and he slaughtered or sold it. Oishe Gonav chut Rishusam, he stole it from Rishus Rabim, let's say, v'tovach mocher b'Rishusam, and then he went into their property and he slaughtered or sold it over there. Everything was done in Rishus Rabbi. In all these cases, he's koiner it, or when he goes outside the Rishus, or he's koiner it straight away outside the Rishus, and therefore you have to pay Abba V'chamisha. If he stole and he slaughtered it straight away, or sold it straight away, B'Rishus and Potter, and Rash Toysa says, Potter, he didn't do Agba, because if you did Agba, you'll be koiner it even in Rishus HaBailim and you'll be chayev. He was pulling this animal and going out, this ganev umeis Rishus HaBailim, and he died before he got outside the property, Potter, because you're not koiner it. But if he picked it up in Rishus HaBailim, and Akbar is koina even in B'chol Mokoim, Oy to Rishus HaBailim, Oy came out already from Rishus HaBailim even if he only did Meshicha. Now he's outside, he did already Meshicha outside where it's koina. Umeis, now the animal died, Chayev, the Ganav will be Chayev because it's under his achrayas, he was koiner it. Nosno Lipcher Bnoi. So this case is two ways of living in Rashi. I'm going to go like the second case. So the Ganav stole it and he gave it to B'choros Bnoi, and he owes a Kohen 5 sloim for Pidyon Aben, and he gave it to the animal instead. Ole Baal Choiv, or he gave it to someone who he owes money to. Lo Yishoy Mechinam, or he gave it to someone to guard it for him for free. L'shoyel, someone who borrowed off him. L'noisesocha, someone who gets paid to keep after it. L'soicha, someone rented it off him. V'oyo moishche umeis, and he gave it to the Kohen or to the Baal Choiv or to whoever it is and told him, here, this is your animal, and this person doesn't know it's a stone animal. Here, take it as your payment, or take it to guard it. So B'shus Bailim, if it died in the owner's Rishus, you'll be potter. But if the Shoima or the Kohen, whoever or Baal Choiv was Makbia it, Oisher with Meshicha Rishus Bailim, it's already outside Rishus Bailim. So now a gneva happened, and now Chayev, the Ganav will be Chayev for what happened. Boya Meirma asked the Shaila, and we're going to go over the Mahalach of Tosis and the Sugya. Tiknu Meshicha B'Shoimim Oloi. Meaning, if a Shoyl gets an item, he's borrowing an item, and now he wants to say, no, you know what, I'm changing my mind, I don't want to borrow from you, I don't want to rent it from you. So, do we say that once he did Meshicha, that's a kinyan and he can't be Choyzer boy? Or do we say, no, you need to start doing Melacha, and that's when the Schirus and the Sheila starts? That's the Shaila of Ameimah. Omar Rav Yemar says, I bring you a raya, Toshma, it says in our Mishnah, Nosno li B'choros Bnoi, the Ganav gave it to his B'choros Bnoi, Oy le Baal Choiv, l'shem mechinam ol ha-shoyel l'noisesach ol ha-soicha, the Sefer of the Mishnah, Oy moishcha v'yoytzu meis b'shus b'aylim potter. So, we could see, my love, Shoyme, we're not talking about that the Shoyme was Moishechet, I gave it to the Shoyme, I told him, this is my animal, the Shoyme doesn't know, and he could see that he did Meshicha, and if since the Meshicha over here is not a good Meshicha because it's B'Rishus Bailim, so that's why the Ganav will be Potter. V'shma minot tiknu Meshicha B'Shoimim, because that, we could see from here that the Metaken Meshicha B'Shoimim explains Tosis what the Raya. In the middle of Tosis, Uposhit le'masnis in the nosol of B'choros Bnoi, the Ktoni Gbio Yishir to B'shus Bailim Meis Chayev, my lab B'Shoimim, Mrs. Chayev Ganev HaMeshichas Shoim, Shmanu Do Meshicha Gmuri, Shen Yochol Achel Boy, Shimo Yochol Achel Boy, Loi Oyo Mischayev B'Meshichosoi. Meaning we're saying, if the Shoima was Moitzit B'Shus Bailim, so the Ganev will be Chayev. And if the Shoima could still be Choyzer boy, so it's not proper Meshicha, so why should the Ganav be Chayev? Elamai tiknu Meshicha B'Shoimim. So the Gemara, Malay, Lo, Ganev. No, the Mishnah is talking about who did the Meshicha. It's talking about the Ganav did the Meshicha. And it's talking about the Ganav is stealing it from the Shoima, or he's stealing it from the Kohen who got it for B'choros, etc. So the Gemara, how could it be talking about that the Ganav himself is stealing? Or Tona l'Reisha, we learned there in the Reisha already, if Gona B'Rishus HaBailim, depends if he was Moitzi or no Moitzi, etc. Why do we need another case where he's going in the base Shoima? It's the same din. So the Gemara, no, Tona Ganav Shegona base Bailim. The Mishnah wants to tell you two cases, a Ganav that stole from the house of the Bailim, but Tona Ganav Shegona base Shoima. And he wants to tell you a Ganav that stole from the Shoima's house. Omale Ravashi says Ravashi lo titche. You can't say that teretz. Mali Ganav Shegona and Beis Shoima, Mali Ganav Shegona and Beis Bailim. There's no difference. Why would the Mishnah tell you two cases that there's no difference in between them? Obviously, the same dinim apply. What's the difference if you steal it from the owner, or you steal it from the Shoima or from the Bailim? What? There's no difference. Elolav shoima. It must be talking about that he told the shoima to do the meshicha, to take it. V'shma minon, we could see since once the shoima takes out Rishus Bailim, now the Ganev's chayev, we could see tiknu meshicha b'shoimrim shma minon. We could see that clearly from the Mishnah. It manami, we learned as well, Omar Rabbi Lozo, keder shetiknu meshicha l'kucha, is like when Reuven buying something off Shimon, there's a din of meshicha, kach tiknu meshicha b'shoimrim. When a shoima does meshicha, he can't change his mind anymore. Tani nami ochi, we also learned in a brayso, keder shetiknu meshicha b'lekucha, is like they did meshicha in lekucha, is kach tiknu meshicha b'shoimrim. Ukeshem, and the same, like shakar kaniknes. Bekesef, b'shtar v'chazaka, and like that karka, the way you do a kinyan is with money, or with a contract, or with chazaka, meaning you put a fence around the field, or lock the gate. Kach schirus also, when you rent something, we're going to see in a second what we're renting over here, niknes bekesef, you're koinet bekesef, b'shtar chazaka. So the Gemara, schirus d'mai, what are we talking about, what type of rental? Ilema, if we're talking about schirus de metaltalim, if I'm renting off someone a watch, a car, something that's movable, metaltalim neishtornin, where do we ever see that metaltalim you can be koine with a star, with a contract? Metaltalim aniknem bagbo of meshicha. Amar Chizda, we're talking about over here schirus de karka. Someone rented a piece of land. So how you koine this piece of land? How the rental starting, or of a contract, or when he gave over the money, or if he did chazaka in the karka. Omar Rabbi Lozo, we saw a ganev going into the forest, and we find afterwards that he stole an animal over there in the forest where the animals are eating, and he slaughtered and sold it. You have to pay dalet v'hei. Frag the Gemara, he slaughtered it straight away in the forest. He didn't do meshicha. He's not kohenet. You said if he's not done the kinyan first, chayav. We said in the Mishnah. Amar Rav Chizda sheikisha b'makel. He hit it on a stick and he made the move, and that's a way of doing meshicha. Amri frek the Gemara v'kevan deru. Since we saw him go and steal it, gazlanu is considered a gazlan, and we know who pays the chiddush of kefel above chamisha is dafka by a ganev, someone who does it hidingly, but someone who does it in front of everyone is considered a gazlan, and he doesn't have to pay. We're going to see later on this page why is that so. What's the svara behind that? It's opposite. So the Gemara Teretz came into komitma minayu, since this guy is hiding and he goes into the forest, ganevhu. That's considered the ganev. So the Gemara velo gazlan echidomi. What is a gazlan? We say that it's pot from dalet vehei and from kefel. Umarvo kegoin b'nei Yehu b'nei Yehoyada. Like b'nei Yehoyada in the pasuk shenemar ve'igzol esachanis miyad hamitri. He stole the sword from the Mitzri. Chanis is not exactly a sword. And v'yarger b'chanisa, and he killed the Mitzri of the Chanis. He did it in front of him without no fear. He just grabbed it off him. That's called gzeila. Rabbi Yochanan Amar kegoin b'alei Shechem. Like the people of Shechem in the pasuk. Shenemar ve'asimu loi b'alei Shechem arovim. The people from Shechem put traps. Al Rosh Ha'orim. They went and they hid at the top of the mountains. And they stole any past people who went by. They stole his money, the derech on the way. So that's called exela. Why didn't Ravo learn from the pasuk like Rabbi Yochanan? Ravo tells you, he came in the mitma etmuri, since they hid at the top of the mountains. They called ganovim and not gazlin. It's a bit shver that. Why does it say in the pasuk Zela? We'll leave that aside. But Rabbi Yochanan, what Rabbi Yochanan does learn from over there, the reason why they hit at the top of the mountain is that people won't see them before they come there, and they won't go that way. They'll know, oh, there's someone who's going to steal off me, there's robbers on the way, they'll keep away. That's why they hid. But once the people came close, they came out and confronted them straight face to face, and that's why we consider them a gazlonim. But Mashain came by us, where we said that the guy went into the forest and slaughtered and sold over there. The guy didn't do it in front of everyone. Yes, we saw him go in, but we didn't see him steal. Shalu Talmido ves Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, the Talmidim of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai asked him a shaila. V'pnei ma'ich mirator beganav yosem begazlan. Why a ganav pays kefil and a gazlan doesn't pay kefil? A gazlan's worse. Omar lohen, he told them, Ve ishva kvoid eved lekvoid koinoi. The ganav, the gazlan has no respect, not for the slave and not for the master. That means he's not scared from the slave. That's a person that he stole off. That's a slave of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He confronts him straightforward. And also in front of Hashem. Hashem sees wherever you do. The ganev lo yishva kvoid eved lekvoid koino. He has more respect for people that he's scared to steal in public. He does it secretly, but he has no respect for Hashem because Hashem sees wherever you do. Kivyochol, as if also ein shel mato, he did the eye of the bottom, it means kivyochol of Hashem, ki'ilu in roya, as if Hashem doesn't see, v'oiden shel mato on the ear of Hashem, ki'ilu in shemas, as if it doesn't see. Shenema, like we see in the psukim, that it's very bad. Hoya ma'amaki me'Hashem nastir eitza v'oiba machshech b'maaseh, and we say, Oy Rachmanos, and the people who do the averis hiddenly, and they hide from Hashem as if Hashem can't see. V'ksiv another pasuk, v'yoimru, they said, Lo yireh koach, Hashem won't see, v'lo yovin Eloi ki Yaakov, and Hashem won't understand. V'ksiv ka'omru, they said, Ozav Hashem es oretz v'en Hashem roya, Hashem left the land and he doesn't see. So all these psukim, we can see that it's very bad when a person takes away the hashgacha from the world. So a ganev has no respect for Hashem and no respect for people. Sorry, he has no respect for Hashem, but he has respect for people. So he makes the Eved, the people, more respectful than Hashem. But Gazdin, he doesn't have respect for anyone. Omar Rav Meir, Moshlu, Moshel, Mishum Rav Gamliel. They said a Moshel in the name of Rav Shimon Gamliel about this, to explain this. Why is this similar to L'shnei bnei Adam, two people, Shayu Be'ir, they were in a city, V'asu Mishte, and they made a big party. Echad Zimanes bnei Ir. One invited the people of the town, they didn't invite the king's son. So that's very bad. He didn't invite anyone from the city. Which one should get bigger punishment? Who will the sons of the king be more upset with? Obviously, the one who yes invited people from the city, but didn't invite the king's son. But the one who never invited anyone from the city, it's less of a bad thing. Amar Rav Meir, says Rav Meir, Boy, come and see, Kama Godol, how big is Koyach, the power, Shemelocha, of the power of working with item, of Melocha, of doing work, how strong it is. Sure, if someone stole an ox, what do you need the ox for? You can use it for meat, but also you can use it to plow your field. So when someone stole an ox, he makes more of a damage than stealing a sheep, because the sheep's only value is its meat. So sure, when someone stole an ox and he causes a bailim not to able to plow his field, Chamisha, you need to pay 5 times if you slaughtered it or sold it. Say a sheep, a sheep doesn't do any work in the field, you only have to pay 4 times. So that's why he's explaining really what's pshat, why sure you pay 5 times and say you pay 4 times. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says a different time. How respectful it is, the koved abrius. Sure that the person stole a shor shalach baraglov, though when he stole it, he just pulls it with the rope, he doesn't have to carry it, so it's not so embarrassing for him. Chamisha, that's why you have to pay a high price, because he never got embarrassed. But say that when you stole it, you got very embarrassed. Why? You had to walk in the market with the sheep on your shoulders. Therefore, you only have to pay arbor. You only have to pay less. So we learned over here in the sugya 2 interesting things. One is why a ganev pays kefil and a gazlan doesn't, and another thing is why does sure that you steal an ox, you need to pay more when you steal a seh. Says a Mishnah, you're not allowed to grow small animals like sheep and goats in Eretz Yisrael because they go and steal and they Aval megadlim b'Suria, but you're allowed to grow them in Syria or Midbar Shel Eretz Yisrael, in the Negev, in the Yehuda desert. You're allowed to grow them because then people don't have so many fields and they're not going to eat other people's fields. Ein megadlim tarnagolim b'Yerushalayim. In Yerushalayim, you're not allowed to have chickens, because a chicken goes in the bin and he'll find maybe a sheretz or something and take it with him and put it on, touch it, the sheretz on kochim, because in Yerushalayim there's lots of kochim, and make it tome, and you won't know, and you can eat it. V'loi koyanim b'Eretz Yisrael, and not koyanim in the whole Eretz Yisrael, not only in Yerushalayim b'pnei ataris, because they always eat truma, and it always has to be tor, and if they'll have chickens, the chickens might take a sheretz and touch the truma of it, and the kohen will know, and he'll eat truma that's tome. You're not allowed to breed or grow pigs in any place. Someone shouldn't have a dog only if it's tied with a metal rope, because he bites and barks and it can make a woman lose a baby. In person, you shouldn't put traps for pigeons, only if he's further away from the settlement, lamedris, a certain distance, and Rashi says that's 4 mil. So a certain distance, because if you're closer, very likely you'll capture a pigeon that belongs to someone in the city or in the village, and it's gezel. So the only way you're allowed to catch them is far away from a place where people live. Tonu Rabbanon, we learned in the Brisa, Rabbanon learned, you should not grow be'em b'daka b'Eretz Yisrael, megadlim b'chorshim, you're allowed to grow in the forests, B'Eretz Yisrael, in the forest in Eretz Yisrael. In Syria, afilu b'yishuv, even in where you live. And you don't need to say, kal v'choyma, that you're allowed to do it b'chutz la'aretz, in England, in the US, you're allowed to have sheep and goats, etc. Tani Idoch, we learned somewhere else. Ein megadlim be'em b'daka b'Eretz Yisrael. You're not allowed to megadel be'em b'daka, goat, sheep, B'Eretz Yisrael. Aval megadlim b'midbar shebeYehuda, you're allowed in the desert in Yehuda, you're allowed to b'midbar shebesfar Akko, in the Akko area. As far as I know nowadays, I don't know of any midbar in that area of Akko, but maybe there was different climate change, and maybe then there was a desert over there, who knows. Even though that we said that you're not allowed to grow them, you're allowed to have cows, donkeys, etc. Because you don't do a gzera that people can't stand. And therefore, that what do you use sheep and goats to eat? When you want to eat, when you want to make a feast, bring it from Syria. I needed to plow my field. Well, every time I need to plow my field, I bring a behemoth from Syria and take it back over there. So therefore, it's a gzera, too big of a gzera, so we let you grow cows in Eretz Yisrael. Even though we said that you're not allowed to be migad behemoth, you're allowed to buy 30 days before Pesach, Sukkot, Atzeres, and keep it by you. They should have ready to shecht it for Pesach. They should have meat to eat. And also you have your sons making a wedding or party, and you want to have meat, so you can buy it. You can buy it already 30 days before and keep it by you until then. Don't, if you bought, let's say, 5 sheep, one a month before Pesach, and then another one 25 days, and then another one, etc. And then let's say the last one you bought it 10 days before Pesach, so you'd think that I could keep it 20 days after Pesach. Says no. After Pesach you can't leave it. You might afford if Pesach's over, and from when I bought it until now, it's still not yet 30 days. I could say, until 30 days I could keep it. I bought it beheta, it was before Pesach, I'm allowed to buy it to keep it. And now I didn't need that at the end of Pesach, I had enough meat. So I'm going to keep it for another amount of days to fill it in 30 days from 10 days before Pesach. Says no, since the Pesach's over, no, you can't keep it by you. You shouldn't keep it by him. Someone who is a slaughter, he collects animals for the day, market day, and then he's going to slaughter them and sell the meat. Loikeach, he could buy, v'shoichet, and slaughter. Loikeach, and he could also buy, and v'shoy, and he could keep it by him. Don't, like we said about Pesach, by a normal person, also by Shoichet, don't say, okay, I have a market day, I bought this animal 10 days before the market day, I couldn't sell it on the market day, so I could keep it for another 20 days after the market day. No, even the last one, Aguna, the last one you bought, you should sell it, or you shouldn't be by you longer, or 30 days, or until the market day is over. The shortest from the both. And no longer than that. You can't keep it after the market day. Everyone should have a very nice day.